Okay, so let's talk about science and some other stuff for a second. Now, since I was 8 years old, I've had this strong belief that our belief in the way gravity works has always been wrong. And people say, oh man, gravity, you can't prove that, and you're crazy. Yeah, gravity is gravity. We understand that. Yeah, and we're gonna create anti-gravity someday. Yeah, well, we won't do that, and I'm going to tell you why that won't happen. Just because, just as long ago that men believed that the Earth was shaped like this, because the amount of detection and the way we went about seeing ourselves in space was wrong because we didn't have rocket ships, airplanes, or even measuring equipment that allowed us to see the curvature of the Earth. So everyone thought it was flat. No, yeah, it's not flat. It's this. You can go out into with Richard and the rest of those idiots with their big bank accounts and see that the Earth is round. Yeah, we discovered that after detection and everything else. After someone had an idea that, yeah, let's go out and check it out. Maybe it's not flat. But I'm here to tell you that gravity is not what you think it is. Everyone thinks that if you have an object in space like this, that everything somehow becomes attracted to this object, that things out in space become attracted to the Earth once it gets into the field of the gravity well of the Earth, that the Earth somehow is a giant magnet pulling stuff towards it. Wrong. It's not a giant. Large objects in space don't get things on them and push towards them because they are large objects in space. Gravity is not a force of attraction, it's a force of compression, of propulsion, just like water. If you take this ball and you put it in a glass of water, yeah, it would float to the top, but as it reached the bottom, the air inside would suffer the compression of the water. It's the weight of the water itself. The Earth is under the influence of thousands and billions of light particles. And a lot of these light particles are doing something that Einstein says is impossible. Nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. I'm here to tell you Einstein was wrong. Just because you can't see something, as we all know, doesn't mean it does not exist. And since we are visually inclinated and we need light in order to detect most things, even after the fact, to say that something cannot travel faster than light is just a fallacy. It's stupid science. There are particles out there that move, of course, faster than light. And these particles fill the entire universe with a pressure that causes everything to want to be round. This pressure pushes on every object, every single thing inside the universe, causing them to try and be round because it's pushing from all sides and it doesn't care what it is inside the universe because it's faster than light. It hits every atom, every cell, every energy particle, every photon. A faster than light particle runs directly into it. And you get so much of this that, yeah, when you have a large object like Earth, it has all of this force pushing down on it. So when something gets closer to it, something that's smaller gets closer to it, then that actually gets pushed towards the Earth. That object being pushed itself by the outside forces of gravity also is being pushed by the larger object. Why is that? Because this larger object has a larger surface area and so a larger density. So more particles are being pushed towards this larger object and causing this smaller object to be pushed towards it. And this is why you can't have anti gravity because There's nothing to anti from. What are you gonna do? Block out all those faster than light particles from the entire universe and and suddenly have things floating up? No, you can't do that. But what you can do is you can fight the propulsion energy being pushed down upon the Earth with an opposing force, which explains why we use rockets and nothing else. Because this is a direct force against the force that's being pushed towards the Earth itself. Yeah, I'll talk about this a little bit more, but you get the idea that, yeah, if you stop thinking about gravity as though it was a giant magnet and start thinking of more like it's a giant ocean, that the universe we live in is one giant pool of light and faster than light particles. And these things put a pressure on us, unbelievable pressure that cannot be seen because we can't detect it yet. I'm quite sure maybe sometime in the future someone will be able to detect a faster than light particle, but as of yet, when something moves faster than light, it becomes a gravitational force, creates pressure, more pressure. And you want to know why there's no such thing as a black hole. I'll explain that to you next. But right now, think about the whole, what do you mean? Gravity is what? Thing, and I'll get back to you.